What's up, guys? Welcome to the fishing report that I give every 2 weeks on our beautiful lakes here in Hot Springs. Today we're going to go over Washita, Hamilton, and DeGray. And right now, the weather, it's warm outside. The fishing, I mean, we're all starting to get that fishing, fire, okay? Now, I've been fishing for, 15 days a month, the whole year, so I've been on the water, but I've had a lot of people that have been like, Jimmy, it's time to go. It's warming up, so we're about to go in depth on that. Guys, today I'm right here at Bath Planet, okay, in Hot Springs, in downtown Hot Springs. Also, they got a showroom in Little Rock as well. Information is going to be down in the description, but I'm lucky to partner with Bath Planet here. And right now, as you see, I've got this beautiful shower behind me. If you, just kind of thinking, if your wife, has been talking about, hey, let's remodel the shower, let's remodel the bath, it might be a great gift. But it's just more than that. It could be for an older one in the family. It could be for someone or it could be another. If you have another home that's on the lake that you might have Airbnbs with, guys, give these people a call. Information will be down in the description. Lucky to partner with them. And guys, I have other partners as well. I'm going to share throughout this video. I couldn't do it without them. Okay, guys. So before we get into the Washita, DeGray, Hamilton, let's talk about the weather. All the lakes are going to try to have this theme, and I'm going to talk about Washita first, then I'm going to go to Hamilton, and then DeGray. And we're going to talk about the tournaments that went through it as well, as we've had a bunch of tournaments here recently, and we've had some tournaments canceled due to the weather. So before my last video, it started getting warm, and after my last report, it started getting warm, okay? And then what happened was, as we had Hamilton, as y'all guys saw, those weights, and we're going to talk about that, it started getting warm, and a lot of fish started getting up there and kind of getting in that pre-spawn mode. And they started getting in that shallower depth, the grass, and all that stuff was warming up. And we had rain, so the dirty water warmed it up even more. And we kind of hit, during that period, that first special time where you can catch them shallow, catch them really good in that pre-spawn period. So we had that warm spell. Then it got cold. And guys, it got real cold. I canceled 3 trips of mine due to the temperatures. We had the ice. And then it got crazy to where now the water temps, Washita, were 44. Okay, they were 50, got to 44. Hamilton, I heard, was low 50s, and then got to the low 40s as well. I just got off Hamilton, and the water's 48 degrees. So now it's warming back up, guys. And when that water starts getting in the 50s, man, the fish just seem to bite and act better when they're in that low 40s. So, guys, let's talk about Washita, okay? Washita, I don't have any tournament reports on Washita due to they got canceled. The high school tournament got canceled. The BFL got canceled as well. And so I don't have any reports there, but I've been on Washita the most. So, guys, really quick, I want to let you know the Washita report's brought to you by Future Marine. Future Marine has 4 stores across this state. They have the store in Hot Springs. You have your store in Nashville. Future Marine just served me by repowering my boat. My 200 blew up, my 2-stroke finally went done, and now I have a 4-stroke. I have a 175 Pro XS. Right now, Mercury is offering a couple really good deals. You get 7 years of the gold warranty, so I went ahead and jumped on that. So, guys, if you want to repower your motor, give Future Marine a call, and those are guys that I trust on any of my boating needs, okay? And also, they were number 3, I believe, in the nation out of all Marines right now. Number 3 for the Marine dealers, pretty big time. So, guys, on Washita, let's for me on my Washita trips, I had when my motor blew up, I ended up catching them really good, and I was in the Crystal Springs area after my boat kind of got pulled in there. But the fish in the grass started kind of made it tough. Okay, now that was me. Now I've heard some people catching in the grass, and the 2-3 days I've been out there after we had the cold weather. A lot of people were having a hard time catching them, but there were some big fish caught. Bryce Boatwright put his 9-pounder he caught out there. Pretty big fish. Congrats to you, Bryce. I know of another 8-pounder caught by someone that I fished with prior. I'm going to keep all the names and stuff private unless they want me to. But I've heard of a couple 20-pound bags out there, guys, but mainly it was tough. But I couldn't get the grass fish to fire. And I know some guys might have, but it seems like, once again, that mid-40s water, man, they just, you really had to fish for them slow, and I'm not. The best end of the lake has still been that midsection area. The east end of the lake's been tough from my reports, and I've not gone over there in a while, but just what I've heard, and they're not lying to me because these are guys I trust. And but that midsection, the water's still a little stained. I was catching them really good on the jig head minnow still. I was catching them around bait, and then also catching them around secondary points that are leading into spawning pockets. And then, I didn't fish the main lake points because it was windy more, And so from on the water lessons, it had more of a wind, so I stayed on the secondary points leading into the spawning pockets. With this water temperature, though, guys, a shad rap's still going to be a player. That bladed jig, as it gets warmer, is going to be a player. I still think a lot of fish are going to be in that outside grass line, and that's where that Alabama rig, shad raps, is a little easier to target them. But as they start moving that inside, that's where your lipless crankbait, your DT6, those are going to come in as well. Also the jig. Don't be afraid to still throw the jig, but look for them secondary main lake points kind of leading into the spawning areas, okay? And I'm still going to catch fish around timber as we've done on my on the water lessons, okay, guys? I just talked for a long time about Washita, almost too much, but they all kind of go together with not much Hamilton, but Washita and DeGray kind of go together. I've not been on the river end in a while, not heard many reports. I've heard it was blown out, but I'm thinking as we don't have any more rain, it's going to start kind of cleaning up. And if I was to fish the west end of the lake, I'm going to be having a jig on, and I'm going to be having a moving bait as a crankbait, a shallower running crankbait. Guys, let's get into the Hamilton report. The Hamilton's report's going to be brought to you by Saco Roofing Company. Saco Roofing Company, guys, is located in central Arkansas, serves in Hot Springs, Little Rock, and the surrounding areas. A blue collar, family-owned business, and guys, I would trust them if I'm going to be messing with my roof. If I need a new roof, it's something very important, something you don't think about until when you need. So guys, information then be down there in the description. So guys, Hamilton, okay, one weekend it took 24 to win, and then the next weekend it took 13, and that was after that cold spell. The reports, like I said, how it was leading up to, it's kind of happening right now though. Warm weather, the lower end of the lake stained. I just got off Hamilton, the upper end's clear. I just smacked them really good above Bubba's bridge, between Bubba's and the next bridge. That's where I just caught them really good. I was breaking in my boat, and that's where the cleaner water is, and I caught them on the minnow, on drops to the channel, and in brush piles. But down the lake, which tomorrow on my guide trip, we're going to be down the lake. Okay, I'm going to be looking for that stained water. I'm going to be looking for those rock transitions, and then fishing the grass with a variety of baits, your bladed jig, swim jig. But from the tournament, I heard a bunch of different reports. I heard people caught them on a minnow, heard people caught them on a jig, Alabama rig, jerkbait. It seemed like that day they ate, okay? And you saw the weights, 6 bags, 6 pound bags over 20 pounds. That's incredible. Now with that too, I've talked to 15 or so anglers that use Bubba scales, and their Bubbas might have been 2 or 3 pounds lighter than the tournament scales, which is fine since the tournament scales weighs everybody the same, okay? It weighs everybody the same. Like I said, that's fine. But just so, that's just something good to know. Just so if you go out, you're not a tournament angler, you go out and you want to kind of have an idea. I like to know the idea of what's winning our tournaments, to know the fishing, okay? Like, for example, this last weekend, 13 pounds won the Barnett Bass Club, and then 13 pounds won the high school tournament at Hamilton. So it gets tough. It's a little tougher. Now, the high school kids typically don't fish and have the same weights as the adults, but those kids have been fishing these lakes for a long time. There were a lot of kids in that series that have fished Hamilton longer than me, and they didn't have limits. So it was gotten tough after the weather, but it's leading back up. Hot Springs Creek was still pretty stained to mud today, but like I said, with no rain, that cleaner water is going to come in. But tomorrow, I'm going to be trying to find some of that dingier water where there's going to be shallow brush piles, going to be grass and rock, and I'm going to try to go get on that shallow crank and bite for my clients. My clients are coming down here tomorrow want to learn the minnow. We're going to do it, but then we're also going to go fish shallow and power fish, okay? But from the reports, past couple of days, that mid-lake to upper seems to be pretty better. And as we're leading the BFL, you know, I mean, that lower end of the lakes is really, really good, but there have been some fish caught upper. So all you guys, don't forget about the upper end. Go up there and figure it out. Like I said, today, I think I could have had 20. I had 2 for over 8 pounds that I weighed on one spot. I think I could have caught 20 up there. So there is the Hamilton report. Now let's get into the DeGray report. I got a 10-pounder sent to me yesterday. Going to keep his name private. Really good angler. Really, like I said, really good angler. Solid angler. I believe it's his first one over 10. Congrats to you if you're watching this. And before we get into the DeGray report, guys, this one's going to be brought to you by Generation 3 Tire and Auto, located on Military Road. Generation 3, how they've served me is I got tires on my truck, tires on my wife's car, and now tires on my boat trailer. If you drive up and down Military Road, their prices are going to beat the other ones. But another big part about them is, once again, blue collar, third generation family business. So guys, DeGray, I have a love-hate relationship right now, and I'm on the hate for DeGray. My recent trips on DeGray have been on the water lessons for minnow fishing, and the lake came up, came down, it got cold, half the lake's muddy. I mean, like, you get to the state park, it's mud. Not the actual marina, but the state park point, it's mud. And it's been tough fishing the minnow. We've caught some fish. We've had some good fish caught. I had a really, really tough day out there. I mean, a tough day. But DeGray seems to do that with me, where I can go to Washita, we're going to catch fish. DeGray, it might just slap us. And so I know there's a lot of bait fish in the Brushy Creek right now, a lot of bait. Hybrids are on it, though, if you can find a time where the hybrids are not. But guys, if I was to fish out there, I'd take off my live scope and go fish old school and fish traditionally, I'm telling you. Now, that live scope helps, and I know we've had the giants caught out there, but it seems like if I was to go out there, I'm going to go out there and try to find some of that stained water, and I'm going to go throw the crankbait, I'm going to go throw the jerkbait, Alabama rig, I'm going to do all this stuff I used to do without it. Because I've been out there on my forward-facing lessons, and it's just been tough, and I can tell that, hey, we need to not do this right now. And it's good to show the lessons when it's hard, but it's hard for me to teach. I mean, we still caught fish and this, but anyway, it's not like it's been. But DeGray, I hope it's it kind of the water level's been fluctuating. We need it to kind of level out. We need that water to kind of clean down the lake, and it will help the fishing out as well. Like I said, for my type of fishing, you know, someone else might have been catching them really well. Leave me a comment. Let me know if y'all are catching them, and then give me some pointers, by the way. Anyway, guys, appreciate you. Thank you for coming to the Fishing Report video today on the Fishing Coach YouTube channel. And guys, we will see you in 2 weeks.